Empowering employees with purpose-built agents using Agent Builder in Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat. Hi, my name is Mike Giannotti, and I'm a technical specialist with Microsoft's Healthcare and Life Sciences Group. And today we're going to take a look at how you can readily empower employees to be able to access purpose-built agents right in the flow of work in Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat. And that can be done here as we're in Microsoft Teams or in the standalone Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat. But for today's discussion, we're going to leverage Teams because, hey, that's where employees go in the flow of work to get stuff done. So let's go ahead and we're going to start over here. And you can see that I'm in a Microsoft team. I've pinned this one up. It's for the emergency room clinicians. And so here they can find out the latest news, and we see some stuff about listeria outbreak that's out actually right now out on the CDC and some other news. And those are being shared in posts. But in addition to that, under their shared area, under shared, if we go over here, we'll see that we have a document repository. It's a folder in their documents library. And if we click and open that, there's a wealth of what are called clinician tip sheets. Now, if you haven't seen clinician tip sheets, these are maintained by numerous healthcare organizations that I work with. They're authoritative documents that have a whole range of information in them for clinicians. Things like, number one, the ICD-10 code for any particular pathology or case. And so here we can see this one is, we'll go ahead and just click and open it. This one here is ICD-10 R079, and it's for emergency room care for patients with chest pain, unspecified. And so again, these are approved authoritative tip sheet documents, no PHI data, but they're maintained here. And in this case, they have it in a folder that's in a team, which means it's also in SharePoint. And we'll get to that in a bit. And you can see it has the purpose of this particular tip sheet, the initial assessment, the triage, patient history, risk factors, physical examination, diagnostic workup. It's all those things that follow the approved protocols for that given healthcare provider. And so we can see documentation and follow-up, conclusions, a wealth of information. The problem is this. Let's go ahead and we are going to close this tip sheet. There's a bunch of them here. So wading through all that can be challenging, to say the least. Even if I went, let's say we had it opened up in SharePoint, right, where we're looking at it, we could use search, but we're still going to come back to individual documents and have to wade through to find the information that we need. And we want it easy to use, accessible for these clinicians, whether they're on a desktop or, more importantly, probably on a phone. And we want to provide an easy way to interrogate them, to get information they need, and to be able to then move on with their day. So how do we do that? Well, we can leverage the power of Copilot Chat. So here I am with Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat, and we're here in the view within Teams, in the flow of work. And the reason why I love this view is because if I have the Teams mobile installation on my smartphone, whether I be Android or iPhone, I have access to this. And that means I'm going to also then have access to this. In this case, we have the ER Clinician Tips Agent. So what's happened here is our healthcare provider, this particular organization, has created a purpose-built agent that allows clinicians to query that system and to not just search, but to have Copilot go out, search, find the appropriate information only from this authoritative source, not out throughout our broader organization of materials. So it's really a focused view here just of the particular materials that we're looking for. It allows them to interrogate it and have it bring back the information they need and to be able to iterate on that. So let's take a look, for example, we'll look at how it works, then we'll see how to easily create and deploy one of these to the groups within your organization. So here we are. We're in this clinician tips particular piece. And let's say we wanted to go ahead, and because I'm a clinician, maybe I want to get the summarization of tips around a particular ICD-10 code. Now, because we're using those codes all day in the EMR, I'm probably pretty familiar with them. So I can do it based off of code, but I can also do it based off of, different information. We'll take a look at that in just a moment, but I'm going to go ahead and let's open that up. And notice it says summarize the tips around ICD-10 code. And then we've got a little spot here that tells you to put the code or codes. I can have multiples brought back, right? Here separated by commas. I'm just going to go ahead and put that particular one we looked at, R079. And that's an actual ICD-10 code, folks. So I'm going to go ahead and submit that. And it's going to look at that for some tips and information around that. And provide that summary. There we go. Now it's providing a summary. So that's a nice start. And again, I could be doing this on my phone as well. So I'm getting this information immediately back in my hand. I can see it references the particular tip sheet. Now there may be hundreds or even potentially thousands of tip sheets in one of these repositories. So now I have a direct link to it along with a summarization. And I could dive down a little further. I could say, what are the best practices for treatment? Because I'm already in this particular tip sheet in this session, I can now start to iterate. So now it's going to go back and look, and it says, hey, I'm going to go ahead and look, and notice it says for unspecified chest pain, and then provides the code back. So it's drilling in now to that particular document with additional information, right? All about now just the recommended treatments around that: stabilization, diagnostic testing, advanced imaging studies, treatment based off of that diagnosis, patient monitoring follow-up. And I could continue to iterate on this piece. I even can do other transformative activities. Oh, I don't know, like maybe I want to provide information on the follow-up to a patient, right? So I could say, provide a detailed description of follow-up for the patient. And it's going to iterate again, this time really drilling into the follow-up activity. And we'll let it quickly finish. There we go. Boom. And so here's all the follow-up for that particular patient. And one final thing, what if they're not an English speaker as their primary language? Well, I can say translate the follow-up into Spanish. Oops, it would help if I spelled correctly. There we go. And so now it's going to go ahead and provide me a Spanish version, so then I could go ahead and submit that to a printout and provide that to my patient. So this is a great tool as a clinician to get to specified authoritative information I need as a part of my job to ensure I'm following protocols, to provide information to the patient, to let them see and to be able to provide them information. But how did we create such a powerful agent to put into the hands of our clinicians? It's simple. We're going to use Agent Builder. So I'm going to show you first how we do that in Agent Builder. I'm just going to show a quick view, but then we're going to take a look at this particular piece. So I'm going to say create an agent. So I have to have permissions in that. So IT has designated permissions for me. And you can see right away it starts to help me. I don't need to be a programmer. It's already ready to start giving me a preview as I go. I can simply give a description right here to all of that, right? And we even have some templates, and there's more that are coming from Microsoft here. We see a career coach template, a prompt coach, a writing coach template, more on the way, or I could skip straight to configure. Now, if you watch the previous video on doing this in agents in SharePoint, this view actually should look fairly familiar. It's just laid out a little different. I have here where I can affect the image and change what's going to show there for an icon. I can then change the name, put a name here, give it a description, some instructions like make this formal, place in the language of clinicians, etc. And then it asks me, where do I want the information from? Well, notice here I can simply browse in SharePoint. I can click browse, and it's going to open up a view to my recent libraries and things that I've looked at. So here's that ER particular one. We're in the ER team that I'm a member of. Oh, look. And right from here, we have this general library with, oh, there's that folder. Look at that. I could simply come in and then say select. We'll do that just to show you. And now it's added that particular library and it's prepared it for here. And then I can go in, I can also, if there are additional resources, like look, we've made available here ServiceNow. So maybe for my IT staff, I want to create something where they can query the knowledge base or tickets. I could do that right here. Easy peasy. We also have coming soon the ability to add actions. Not there yet, but it is coming. And then finally, there's some things that might be valuable in other settings like code interpreter, image generator. So I can add those in again for IT or others that may need those type of features. That's just built in. It's just a simple click. And then finally, add the starter prompts. And here's where those 6 prompts you saw that I had, where I could go in and give a title to the prompt, and then what that prompt is going to say, and make those quickly and easily available. So what does that look like at a finished agent? Because when I'm done, I'm simply going to click create, and then from that, we're going to share it, but I'll show you how we can do that. So we're going to go back. To get to the edit view of this one, we're going to say create, and I'm going to come up here to the top, click this drop down and say view all agents. And there we go. Now you can see there's that, my Copilot. Here's the ER tips agent, and that's the one that we're using. So here you can see the things that have gone on in it, just like in our previous video where we talked about agents in SharePoint. I have this preview of that, and you can see here I can add an icon. We have the name, the description, the instructions for it. I just put accurate to make it be an accurate one. Here's where we put that knowledge, and there's that clinician tip sheets that we put in. And I did not put code interpreter or image generator. And then here's those 6, or excuse me, 5. I did 5. You can do up to 6 suggested prompts. I put summarize, FAQ, how can I, pull together, and commonalities, right? And then for each of these, I could go in and then put that information, submit it, and work with it. When I was done, I simply, said create. Now it says update, so I can do additional activity and update that so that everybody who has this agent will get an updated view. So if I wanted to add, for example, a 6th suggested prompt, I could do that and then put that out. To provide this to people, to make it available for them, it's simple. I click share. When you first create one of these, by default, it's only going to be shared to you using Agent Builder, right? But now I can specify who can see it. So I put anyone in the org, but it could be specific users via security group. So I could go ahead and put those in. I did, like I said, anyone. And then once I'm done, here is that shareable link that I simply click to save it. And the beauty of it is this. Let's go ahead. I'm going to cancel out of there. And I will cancel out of here. And so if we have somebody, let's say I go back to the ER room. Maybe I'm going to say a post, and I'll just say, check this out. We'll delete this after. And I'm going to go ahead and put that link right there, right? Now when somebody selects this, the action that's going to be initiated, they're going to get a pop-up dialog box that says open with Copilot. that at that point then is going to add it, which is what I love, right here in Copilot chat, right? Just like you'd have apps on your iPhone or your Android device phone there, your Android phone or tablets, it adds it as an app in Copilot chat. And the way I really love it is that, whoops, it's right over here. If I come here into the flow of work, I can just access it as another one of my apps at my fingertips. And again, that means it's available on my phone as well. So these are quick and easy to make. Share them via a link. You can put those links on a web page, for example. Somebody clicks it, they're going to get the pop-up dialog box, and it'll instantiate it again here. You need to update that app? Fine. Go into Agent Builder, update the app, and then it's going to save that for everybody. They're going to get those updates with the new views, additional prompts, whatever the case might be. But it's an easy way to create powerful, purposeful, focused agents. And if you're somebody who's rolling out now Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat to non-licensed fully licensed Copilot users, but you want to provide them with a purpose-built agent to get their job done, again, that's a great way because they'll come into here or in here, and they're going to have that agent then available to them. And then you can license it using either consumption packs or on a pay-as-you-go model. But the point is, purpose-built agents are a powerful way to better enable your staff, in this case, clinicians, to get their job done. And you can do that quickly and easily using Agent Builder in Microsoft 365 Copilot Chat. I hope you found this video helpful. I know it's something I get very excited about, and when I've shown this to customers, they get excited as well because it meets and checks off a whole range of boxes for them. So take a look at it, play with Agent Builder, get familiar with it, learn how to manage it, and get rocking and take your organization to the next level. With that, this is Mike Giannotti here with Healthcare and Life Sciences Group at Microsoft, bidding you have a great day, take care, and as always, ciao.